Welcome back to the show. Coach, you had some special teams continue to play a huge role in the success as well. Connor Hoskins had 3 field goals on the day, including a 48-yarder in the second quarter. What kind of comfort does it give you as a head coach to have a reliable weapon like that on the sideline?
A lot of comfort, definitely. You know, sometimes the offense just can't quite get it down there to punch it in for a touchdown, and you know, we've got a little bit of a gauge with Connor to say, okay, if we get the ball somewhere close to that 35-yard line, that's within his range. And so really you look at that, and if we can just get it a little bit over halfway on the field, we've got a great chance to at least come away with 3. And so he's been a very reliable weapon for us, and it was unfortunate that we had one blocked there at the end, but he's been very clutch, and he's come up with big kicks when he's needed to.
Well, Fayetteville State returned a missed field goal to attempt 95 yards for a touchdown late in the fourth quarter to swing that momentum a little bit. Mm-hmm. What did you tell your guys on the sideline to keep them in the game and not let it slip away?
Sure. That's it's something that, you know, we talk about during the week, and we've talked about this as a program with. You've got to be ready to not only create your own momentum, sustain your own momentum, but you've got to be able to change momentum also. And at that point, Fayetteville State, they changed it, and then we had to try to regain it and change it back again in our favor. We were still up by 2, and so there wasn't any reason to panic or start doubting or anything, but you know, that could be the normal feeling that sets in. But you know, with that, I think as a coaching staff, we need to make sure that our body language and our messages are extremely positive and not giving away or hinting to anything other than, hey, we're in control and we're going to absolutely gain the momentum back, and we're going to continue to go out and execute.
Well, UNCP begins a short 2-game road trip this week when it makes a quick trip up north to face Shaw on Saturday night inside Durham County Stadium. Mm-hmm. Can you give us a scouting report on Shaw and what types of challenges they might throw your way? Yeah,
Shaw, they are very physically big, actually. They've got a lot of big personnel at all their positions. They've got a lot of good athletes also at their skill positions, and so they like to pressure on defense, and they will disrupt or attempt to disrupt while they're playing defense. And then offensively, they've got some guys that they got some big people that can block, and they've got some fast people that can carry the ball. And so you know, pretty simply put, you know, they're going to be a threat on both sides of the ball for us. What we've got to do is just make sure that we continue to improve and make sure that we take the things that we learned from Fayetteville State and make sure that we don't do those against Shaw, and we improve just like we did from week 1 to week 2. But then we've got to not overlook Shaw in the sense of that they are 0-2 right now, and maybe the scores maybe haven't been as close as what we maybe would expect from them, because they're still a very good football team, and they're going to be ready for us. And going on the road up there will be a challenge for us in and of itself. We get out of our routine a little bit at home, and we've got to make sure that we're able to just be flexible and you know, go on the road and understand that we're going to go to a restaurant, we're going to go into somebody else's locker room, we're going to do all those things. But when it comes down to it, on the field, it's 11 on 11, and we've got to execute every single play.
Well, you just started talking about a little bit of the challenges. So what are some of the differences in your approach to kind of overcome those challenges in a week where you travel on the road?
Sure. We try to keep it as consistent as possible for when we do go on the road, so that the guys will kind of know what to expect. But with that, you know, sometimes you just can't prepare for everything. But we try to make road trips as relaxed as possible while yet maintaining a great focus and a serious demeanor, knowing that it is a trip for one reason, and we want to go up there and play our best, and that's really all that matters. And so we try to have as much fun with it as possible, although going the day of the game, that's a little bit different than if you go the night before and stay in a hotel. You've got a little bit more time to unwind and relax a little bit. But the day of the game, you know, we try not to put too much pressure on them on the bus and as we're going into pregame, but yet they need to understand that it is game day, and we're getting ready to play our best, and we want to make sure that everything matches up with that.
Well, you are now in week 3 of your head coaching career. What are some of the things that you're continuing to learn on a weekly basis as a head coach, and do you think the learning ever stops?
Well, the learning never stops, I can tell you that. But some things that, I've continued to learn here is, I can never underestimate or overestimate the power of just my message as the head coach of the program. And it's very important that the way that I carry myself and the way that I react to game one or something that doesn't go as well as maybe what could have or should have, that's important, because that's what our players see, and as the leader of our program, they need to be able to feed off from me and understand the tone that I'm setting, and so that ever becomes more important all the time. And so that's something that I've really tried to take a close look at and make sure that I'm setting a great tone with those guys every single day and every single week, and making sure that we're on the same page.
All right, well, thank you, Coach, for being on the show with us today.
Thanks a lot.
And we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking. But now this time to head women's soccer coach Lars Anderson, so stay tuned.